It's time for the Joe Show. 75 seconds of reflection for the Westerville school staff from your superintendent. And now, here's Joe. Hey, it is Wednesday. Welcome to the Joe Show. Last show of the year, the last show of 2023. Last week, 110 of you entered the contest. Angela McPeak, an SLP over Blendon, was selected from the hat to win a crisp, clean $10 bill. But actually, she opted for Venmo, which is a little more convenient for me because I never have cash. But anyway, spends the same. Angela's brother's coming in from New York State over Christmas or over winter break, and she's going to dinner on New Year's Eve at the Ocean Club, which sounds swanky. So there are two relatively distinguishing physical characteristics about me. One is I'm a larger man, and the other is I have a very aggressive eyebrow. Very aggressive. And I say eyebrow singular because it's a uni. It is a uni. I do have to, tend to it. I have to keep it under control, show it who's boss, trim it up from time to time. You guys remember COVID? You remember COVID when the world shut down, and at the very beginning of COVID, everybody was home. I was working at Nordonia Hills. I was the superintendent, and at that time, I think I was in the office, and my secretary was in the office, and I think maybe our business manager was there because we were feeding kids and families at that time. But everybody else was home, and it was a crazy time. You know about this, you remember, and everything. It was just such a strange time, and it was exhausting. We were putting in just tons of hours, and and at that time, I was going on Facebook Live literally every day, Saturdays and Sundays to 1 o'clock, and it would be, and I would talk with families who would log in about what's going on, what's the latest news, um, any things they should be aware of in terms from the health department or from the school's point of view or whatever. I was doing that every day, and sometimes it would just be me, you just having discussions with a bunch of people just to make them feel like they're having conversation with somebody other than the people in their home. So we might even do like movie trivia or something via the Facebook Live. They used to call it Wine with DeWine. I think they were calling it. I don't know what they were calling it with Joe, but all these folks would tune in every day to for my Facebook Live for about an hour every day. Well, there's one day that I was. It was one of those. COVID had been going on for a month or so, and everybody was exhausted, and I woke up exhausted, and I um, stumbled into the bathroom, and I noticed that my brow was getting a little fuzzy. I needed to do a little trimming. So I reached in, I grabbed my trimmer, and go, and I look down in the sink, and there's like a full size grown adult caterpillar in my sink. I had shaved my eyebrow off entirely. Entirely. I forgot to put the guard on the razor. Gone. Well, I scream, ah! And my wife jumps out of bed and she runs into the bathroom. What's wrong? What's wrong? And I said, I shaved my eyebrow off. And she was like, you're such an idiot. And I'm like, but what am I going to do? I need to do something. And she says, well, why don't you shave the other one off and it'll be a pair. I'm like, come on, be serious. She goes, well, I don't know, get a Sharpie or something. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to, it's just a couple of us at the office. I'm just going to go through it. So I drove to the office, and my secretary, Sue, she's fantastic. But she had a heart of stone, and if she found a weakness in you, she would stick it in and twist. And I knew that she was going to ride me for this eyebrow incident. So I had to, just show her off the top of the day. So I came in the office and she's there, and I walk into her office and I kind of point, and she just busts out laughing. Ah, what did you do? What did you do? And then she gets her camera out. She's taking pictures of it. She's TikToking the thing. She's putting it on social media about my eyebrow. I'm like, oh, this is just the worst thing. Well, like I said, every day I did Facebook Live with families, and also had a lot of Zoom meetings at that time with people to figure out what it is that we're how we're managing COVID. And the Zoom meetings were no problem. I just turned the camera off. People, I didn't have to have their camera on. Nobody else had their camera on. But the Facebook Live with families, I had to have my camera on. So I got my reading glasses out. I'm like, oh, that works pretty good. If you do that just right, they can't really tell that I don't have an eyebrow. So the first few days, I just put on my reading glasses. Hey, how you doing today? Yeah, we learned from the health department that it's getting worse, and stay inside, make sure you wear masks. What's your favorite movie? That kind of thing. Um, and then 3 or 4 days later, it was growing back. I got really cocky, and I was like, "Oh, I look good." You can't even tell. So that day, I decided I'm going to do Facebook Live without glasses on. I turn it on. Hey, everybody, welcome to Facebook Live. Um, I'm here to answer whatever questions you have about COVID and what we're doing with the schools. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Very first question that comes up: what happened to your eyebrow? I'm like, oh man. So I had to admit it. I fessed up. I told him what happened, and I lived it down. That is my holiday present to you, and you can see it right here. So, guys, have a great break. Enjoy the time off. Make sure you get outside. Make sure you spend time with family. Whatever you can do to enjoy and relax. And it'll go fast, and we'll be back ready to work. So enjoy the time off, and I will see you next time on the Joe Show.